Are you serious? Are you serious? Special live report. A special live report. President Donald Trump going to be going to a rally in Washington, Michigan. He's actually going to be up near Detroit in Michigan there, getting ready to rally. But what's important about this, he's doing this rally simultaneously competing against the media that's going to be throwing their big shindig there in Washington. Black tie, jacket, just a big deal, which they normally roast the president of the United States. Trump's not attending. He didn't go last year. He's not going this year. He didn't want to be a part of the presidential correspondence dinner. He would rather go meet with the people that elected him, that he's bringing jobs back to in Michigan. So anyway, that's huge. So I thought I'd go live because not only that, but there's some other things happening I want to get you up to speed on as we come to the close here of the Sabbath. And I hope you've had a great time during the Sabbath. And I hope you've enjoyed it and have worshiped. There's a tremendous amount of things that are going on. Good to see everybody gathering in. This is spontaneous here. A couple things that are happening. The president will be in Michigan for a rally, and it is big news because he's expected to talk about North Korea. This summit that yesterday, an extraordinary day with Kim Jong-un and President Moon, and what's going on there is unbelievable. I heard even reporters saying, give President Trump the Nobel Peace Prize because this is incredible what he's doing. He's bringing these guys together, and it's just unbelievable. I mean, I did not expect, nobody's seen this coming really. Nobody believed it could happen. But Trump has used some masterful negotiation, the art of the deal, certainly working. And but there's more things going on. And then Jerusalem, they announced that they're building a whole new area. They're going to develop a huge area on the suburbs of Jerusalem in which it's going to be called Trump Town. Well, they're either going to call it Embassy Town or Trump Town, but they want to call it Trump Town. That's not official, but they're wanting to call it Trump Town. And what it is, it's a massive development in which they would build about 12 new embassies. We already know that the United States is going to be moving our embassy there. We're not only going to open our embassy in Jerusalem on May 14th on the 70th anniversary of Israel as a nation, but we're also going to build a brand new embassy in Jerusalem. And so this entire huge development they're going to do on the suburbs of Jerusalem will not only have a brand new embassy for the United States, but they're going to have a brand new embassy for Honduras and for Romania and for the Czech Republic. And they anticipate probably 12 nations initially will want brand new embassies, and they'll put them all in this huge, massive development on the edges of the suburbs of Jerusalem and call it Trump Town. So you'd have all these brand new embassies plus restaurants, shops, apartment complexes for all the people who work in the embassies to live. An unbelievable thing. It's just unbelievable what's taking place. You have the President Trump train station that's being built right now. It's going to be at the foot of the Temple Mount. You have the Temple coin. It's got Trump's face on the coin. Now you're talking about Trump Town. So anyway, while that's going on, my point about all that is this. You know, America, the wings of the eagle, getting really in position now to help protect the woman who will come under great persecution in the last days. There's no doubt about that. And so thank you, Mike. Mike tells everybody, hit the like button right now. Nobody knew I was going to go live. Nobody knew I was going to go live. I didn't know I was going to go live. But there's some other things happening I wanted to share. And so let me tell you what Trump may be going to discuss at the rally in Michigan. Trump has just arrived there. And here's what he may do. First of all, Rally starts at 7 p.m. He's always fashionably a little bit late, but the doors have already opened. The crowds are gathering there. It's in Washington, Michigan. There's a good chance the attendees will be hearing President Trump, his thoughts about the media. Oh, that'd be good. He's going to go off on the mainstream fake news media, because the media is gathering in Washington to criticize him in that big dinner, which he didn't go. Instead of going to that big correspondence dinner, he went to meet with his constituents and went to meet with the American people in Michigan. But the rally coincides with this annual White House Correspondents Association annual dinner in Washington, D.C. Trump says, forget it, I'm getting out of the swamp, I'm going to Michigan. While the fake news media will be celebrating themselves with all of the trimmings of Washington society in the swamp tonight, President Trump will be completely different tonight, because he'll be in Washington, Michigan. So he's getting out of Washington, D.C., and is going to go to Washington, Michigan, celebrating his national economic revival with the true patriots of America. Michael Glassner, chief operating officer for the Trump campaign, said in a statement announcing the event tonight, Trump also plans to highlight his economic policies at the rally, including his support for deregulation and the tax cuts, Glassner said in a statement. Also, why does Trump like Michigan so much? Well, during his campaign for the presidency, Trump visited Michigan several times, touting his positions on trade, immigration, and other issues. His campaign says this is the 11th rally that President Trump has held in Michigan since June of 2015. It's the 5th one he's held in the Detroit, Michigan area. Washington, Michigan is where Trump took about 54% of the vote to help win the state of Michigan, and Hillary Clinton only got 42% of a blue state. Trump has also spent time in West Michigan, and in Flint, Michigan, and in Lansing, Michigan. Anyway, several Metro, Detroit, and Ann Arbor political groups are also scheduling some protesting outside the event, and they'll be doing that at about 2 p.m., and they'll keep that going till about 7 when he gets ready to start. So that's some of the things he's going to tear into the media. And also, he's going to talk about North Korea. There's no doubt. And he might even talk about Iran. I think he'll break some news. I think there will be some breaking news at this rally. I think he's going to rally the crowd, the American people, and I really do. So it's going to be an important speech. In this kind of setting, he kind of gets loose and goes off on some folks. I look for him to really go off on the mainstream fake news media. Think about it. He left the swamp. He left Washington, D.C. to go to Washington, Michigan to be with the people that put him in office. He's going to go off on the swamp. He might take a couple cheap shots at the senator up there in Montana who really trashed Dr. Ronnie Jackson and forced Ronnie Jackson to resign from becoming the Veterans Administration leader. And Trump's a little bit upset about that. I think he'll talk about Kim Jong-un. I think he'll talk about how that nobody could have pulled this off but him, basically, and how that the summit is coming very soon now with President Trump and Kim Jong-un, and Trump's going to be able to say, look, no more going boom, 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 no, no, no. And I think this is really, really great. President Moon of South Korea, his numbers are soaring after his meeting with Kim Jong-un. And today in North Korea, North Korea's state-run media announced that the summit that they had, what they're calling an inter-Korean summit, went great, and it's going to bring prosperity and security to North Korea. So Kim Jong-un is starting to spin this new agenda, this new way, this new milestone, he's calling it, to his own people, using his own state-run propaganda machine, his own state-run media. Kim Jong-un is spinning this as a new Korea. He's calling it first a new milestone, and he's calling it an inter-Korea summit that he just had with South Korean President Moon, and that it's going to bring peace and security to the Koreas. This is unbelievable, folks. This is really, really unbelievable. So we're keeping a close eye on what's going on with this, because I believe what we're seeing is historic and certainly prophetic. But it also, you might hear some more news tonight. Trump may go after Iran tonight, because if he feels like he's doing really good and he's got North Korea about where he wants them, he's going to finish the deal, he might already start the process on Iran. And it's already beginning anyway. He is starting to ratchet up the rhetoric. Now, you have to understand that France's president, Emmanuel Macron, who shares the same birthday with me. What? Anyway, he came to America. He really was trying to be friendly with the president. He really, the two first ladies really got along real well, we understand. And the president of France got along real well. But the president of France and Angela Merkel also came out of Germany. She spent time with the president. He gave her a personal tour of the entire White House. She had never been in the Lincoln bedroom, never saw it. He showed her the Gettysburg Address. He tried every way in the world to show her how important our history is here. America first, America first. But at the same time, she was trying to get him to stay a little longer in this Iranian nuke deal. So he was getting pressure from both the French president and Chancellor Angela Merkel to stay in the Iranian nuke deal, but to maybe we can modify it. So Trump's threatening to rip the whole thing up, but I think what Trump is willing to do would be willing to negotiate it, to change the terms, to fix it. We got to have American inspectors in Iran. And Trump does not want to write a check. Every year, Obama set this thing up that every year America has to pay $250 million. I might be wrong on that number. It's either 250 million or 250 billion. Tell me it's not billion. Please tell me it's not billion, but that seems to be popping in my head. I can't remember, to be quite honest. But Trump don't want to write that check. Like, give it to the Iranians with nobody checking on what they're doing, and then just turn them loose, let them go rogue? Not a good deal. Bad deal. Bad deal. Has to be renegotiated. So Trump, I think, is willing to renegotiate, but he's not going to keep this deal going. So he's got his eyes on Iran, and he's going to play hardball, just like North Korea, maybe even harder. He might even really play hardball on the Iranians. He may take them to the wall. The total is $1.7 billion. Thank you, Mike Albert. Appreciate that. It's just, okay, so is that total? Not per year. That's the total amount we got to pay him. Okay, so about $250 million is probably the right number that I heard. Okay. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. But anyway, we're living in the last days. I'll welcome all 500 of you who spontaneously showed up on a Saturday evening. Nobody does that. We didn't schedule this, and it's really a Saturday evening when everybody's out enjoying themselves. For you 500 to show up here on YouTube like that spontaneously without a notice is pretty remarkable, quite to be honest. Let me tell you some other things going on. Trump might even take a cheap shot at Mueller. I really do. I look for a call for Mueller to end the Russian collusion investigation. I believe during this rally he is going to call for it. I really do. You're going to hear him talk about the mainstream fake news media. You're going to hear him talk about how great this North Korea thing's going. I think you're going to hear him take a shot at Iran and the Iranian nuke deal. It's got to be fixed. And I think you're going to hear him go after Mueller and the fake dossier, go after Mueller and this investigation. I think he's going to call for it to end. I believe he's going to say it must end now. Matter of fact, there's even an article that says that, and I think you're going to hear that. There was an article earlier, I think it came out yesterday actually. Trump says Russia probe must end now. And President Trump Friday declared it that the Russia investigation must end now. What? After congressional Republicans released a report saying the campaign did not collude with Moscow. As a matter of fact, it wasn't just the Republicans. It was the House Intelligence Committee. The House Intelligence Committee issued a statement, there is no Russian collusion found. Trump saw it and tweeted and said, House Intelligence Committee report has just been released. No evidence that the Trump campaign colluded, coordinated, or even conspired with the Russians. Clinton campaign paid for the opposition research obtained from Russia. Wow, a total witch hunt must end now. Okay, you gotta love the way Trump, that's how he does things. Just tweeted out there to all of his followers. Trump message came just minutes after Republicans on the House Intelligence Committee released their final report on Russia's influence, and if it found no evidence that the Trump campaign colluded, coordinated, or even conspired with the Russian government. But the report does criticize the Trump and Hillary Clinton campaigns for poor judgment and ill-considered actions in their dealings with the Russia-related figures. Democrats on the intelligence panel refused to endorse the report, calling the committee's investigation a sham that was biased in favor of Trump. Now, critics of the president fear he might use this report to stymie the federal probe into the Russian election interference, which didn't happen, including firing the special counsel Robert Mueller or his supervisor, Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein. The White House has refused to rule out the possibility that Trump could fire either man or both of them, but the president has downplayed the chances that he would do so. And they've been saying, I'm going to get rid of them for the last 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and they're still here, Trump told reporters. And there's no Russian collusion, confusion, delusion, illusion. Oh, my Lord have mercy. What are we going? When's it going to end? Somebody drain the swamp. Somebody drain the swamp. Somebody please drain the swamp. Well, still during an interview Friday morning, the president suggested he might someday take a more hands-on approach to the Justice Department because of the fact that they have this witch hunt going on with people in the Justice Department that shouldn't be there. They have a witch hunt against the president of the United States going on, Trump said to Fox and Friends. You look at the corruption at the top of the FBI, it's a disgrace, Trump said, and our Justice Department, which I try and stay away from, but at some point I won't. What does Trump mean by that? Folks, I think everybody has to admit, let's just be honest. Let's just admit it. We can see what's going on here right now. That the President of the United States is so frustrated with what's going on. He is so tired of the lies. He is so tired of the witch hunt. He is so tired of Mueller and the monster of the swamp and the swamp creatures that keep crawling out of there, and the deep state that is so deep in the swamp of Washington. How do you drain it? How many barrels of Drano would it take, Mike? How much would there be? I mean, how much Drano? How many plungers would you need? How many rotor-rooters would you? How many snakes would you have to? How much would it take to drain the Washington swamp? Oh my Lord! I mean, it's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable, folks. It's there's a song like that, ain't there? It's just Unbelievable, the swamp. No, it's not. Wild Thing. Dun, dun. It is a swamp thing. Dun, dun. No. Or we could do play me some of that swamp music. I think we could do that one. I mean, it would take it would take barrels of Drano. What I'm trying to say is, guys, President had to get out of there. He couldn't stand it. He could not sit in that White House tonight. He was not going to go to that dinner and have all those people get up there and make fun of him and roast him when he's sick and tired of it. They're two-faced. They're such big hypocrites that he could not sit there and have fun with them when he's really trying to run the nation and they're trying to destroy. They are part of the deep state. They're the mouthpiece of the beast. And the president knows this. Well, I love you guys too. I love all of you. Amen. Amen. God bless all of you. So I thought I would just speak about this, global updates. It's really sad what's happening in Gaza. Wow. Do you see what Hamas is doing? Do you see what the Hamas is doing to the Palestinian people? They made their families go yesterday. They set a bunch of tires on fire on the border, let the black smoke go raging up. And then they made the family sit down and have picnics. And you had mom and dad and the kids eating a picnic while fire and smoke was raging and gunfire was shooting. And then ever so often, Hamas would tell the young men, go rush the border, go rush the border. And there were women, children, go rush the border. Become a martyr. They told them, become a martyr. This is insane. You say, well, why are they doing it? Why don't they tell them no? Because they'll just shoot them in the head in the back alley when they get home. You got to understand, the Palestinian people have been completely hijacked by this demons. They're worse than ISIS. Hamas is worse than ISIS. ISIS got away with a ton of stuff because nobody, they were just rogue, running from town to town, village to village, murdering, executing, raping, beheading, and doing all these horrific things. Hamas would do the same thing. They do. They have shot and killed. They are brutal. But they know if they go too far, the money that's funding them would start to slow down. So they have to pick their moments, and they want to make it look like it's all Israel's fault. This is all propaganda to turn the world against Israel. And Israel was trying its best. They're using tear gas. You got to stay away from the border. This has been going on for over 5 weeks. Nikki Haley has been standing up for Israel saying, come on, guys. You guys got to stop this. We've got to get Hamas to stop this. And I think you're going to see it. It's going to go on till the embassy opens on May 14th. It's just building up to. It's going to be a crescendo. It's coming, guys. It's building to a climax. It's dangerous right now. I don't know if Trump will talk about that at all. I don't think he will. I think he's going to stick to North Korea, how well that is going, how great the economy is going. I mean, unbelievable. The wages are up sky high. I think he'll talk about Iran. I think he'll definitely go off on the media, and he'll go off on Mueller or this investigation. So, and he may break into some other areas that we don't know about. So we'll wait and see just what that all means. But he really is calling for the probe to stop now. Okay, to stop right now. It's really, really crazy what's going on out there. But it's great to see everybody here tonight. I'm just so happy that folks would just show up on unannounced. I just wanted to jump in there and just say a few words of encouragement to all of you. It's just really amazing to me that we're witnessing this, that we're seeing this in these last days. God has been so good to America, but to each and every one of us. And I just praise the Lord. The Bible tells us in the last days they will call evil good and good evil. And we know that's been going on for some time. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And, I pray for the Palestinian people. I do, because I really feel bad that they're in such a difficult position. I really feel bad for them, and they really need our prayers. And also, shalom, 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 shalom. Good to see all of you there. Shalom, shalom. Do we have any moderators here right now? I know I didn't call anybody. I didn't text anybody. I didn't tell anybody I was going to go live. Thank you. End Time Generation says Pastor Begley has the best YouTube channel. Hey, there's almost 600. There's 600 of you live with me on YouTube right now. Why don't you all hit the button? Everybody hit the like button right now. Let's drive there's Melissa. All right, Melissa. Let's drive the numbers up a little bit and just let you know. I'd like to share with you just a little bit of hope in Jesus Christ, because Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And no man comes to the Father but by me. And so this country was founded upon the Word of God, the United States of America. And there's no question that God's got his hand on our nation. But also, there's no question the Illuminati is trying to destroy it, that the deep state, that the swamp is trying its best to destroy what God is doing. That's right. Hit that like button. That's the way to do that. Amen. Praise God. Cheers from Maryland. Okay, we're going to do a little thing. I see North Carolina's here. I'll interact with everybody in the chat room at YouTube right now. I'm only on YouTube right now anyway. I wasn't going to turn all the equipment on. Deep state. Oh, it's the deep state. It's deep in the swamp. Hit the like button, guys. Arkansas's here. Who else is here today? Philadelphia's in the house. Tennessee. Delaware is here. All right. Michigan. Oklahoma. Canada. North Carolina. Minnesota. Flint, Michigan in the house. Florida. Virginia. Florida. Norway. Boston. Pennsylvania. Indiana. Pennsylvania. Las Vegas. Ohio. And Texas. And Denmark. And Wyoming. And Kentucky. And Missouri. And Melbourne, Australia, and Massachusetts, and Tennessee, and there's another Australia, bunch from California. I saw Connecticut, Mississippi just went by. There goes Texas and New York. I see Washington State, Myrtle Beach. I see Noblesville, Indiana. What? I see the swamp. What? I see Knoxville, Tennessee, East Texas. Yes, Norway's here. And I think there's 2 or 3 from Australia here. And the United Kingdom's here. Of course, the Canadians are here. And Old Farm Show from Northwest Indiana. Oh, you are in my neck of the woods here, somewhere close. Massachusetts, San Antonio, Texas, Virginia, just all over. Maryland, Nebraska, South Dakota, Oregon, Colorado. Wow. Minnesota. The Netherlands are here. A lot of different nations are here. A lot of different nations. Well, God bless all of you. We're so glad you're part of this amazing online church. And it just so... Alabama! What? New York, yes. Pleiades. Now, that's one of the constellations. Okay. All right. Anyway, I'm so glad for each and every one of you here today. And I'm not going to take you too long here, but I just want to take a moment to share. Once again, President Trump getting ready for this rally. He's getting ready to go live in Michigan. And look for him to really slam. Let's see if I'm right. I believe he's number one. He's going to hit the media, the mainstream fake news media. He is going to smack them, and they should be smacked. I think he's going to talk about the swamp and the deep state. He may not say deep state, but he'll definitely say the swamp in Washington. And he's going to tell you he got out of the swamp in Washington to go to Washington, Michigan. He's going to talk about those reporters having their fancy dinner. He would rather spend it with the American people. He refused to go to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, which is for him. It's 2 years in a row. He's getting out of the swamp. He's going to call out the fake news media. And he might even call out a few reporters' names. Who knows? I think he's going to go after Mueller. He's going to go after Mueller and the Russian collusion, confusion, the fake, the witch hunt. He's going to say, shut this down. So look for him to go after. He might bring up James Comey's fakey book. You never know. He may get mad about that and go after Comey again. He may go after Andrew McCabe again. Who knows? And I look for him to call out the guy out there in Montana, the Democratic senator, to really really was trashing Dr. Ronnie Jackson. I think he's upset about that. He's calling for that guy to resign already. So look for the president to go after him. What's that guy's name? What's the guy's name in Montana? I cannot remember the senator in Montana that really trashed Dr. Ronnie Jackson and caused Ronnie Jackson to, bow out and not become the Veterans Administration. Tester, is that his name? Senator Tester. All right, thank you guys. See, we got the. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Gregory, and all the rest of you. So he's going to call him out. I look for him to call him out. So Mueller's going to get called out. Tester's going to get called out. The fake news media is going to get called out. The swamp is going to get called out. And I look for him to really brag about this North Korea deal, this deal he's putting together. Look for him to really brag on North Korea. And look for him to brag on the economy. Really, seriously. The jobs. There's 1,000. Let me tell you a stat. He may bring it up. 1,000 new factories are being built in the Midwest. And a lot of them in Michigan and the Detroit area. So he's got to bring that up. I mean, he just got to. That is huge. All right. So anyway, it's just incredible what's going on with the president in Michigan. It should be a very interesting night. Is there anything else? I'm going to ask the chat room. Is there anything else the president may bring out? Is there anything else besides Mueller, the media, Tester, the swamp, brag on North Korea deal, brag on the economy, arrest Hillary? You think he's still going to bring up the wall? Okay, let's write that down. He may bring up the wall. Because that border situation's kind of getting intense right now. They're just about at the border. Hillary will probably get brought into the play. Crooked Hillary, no doubt. Let's see. I'm looking here to see what else you guys are saying. Yeah, the border, Hillary. Yep, Hillary. North Korea for sure. Iran. Yes, there you go. I think he will bring up Iran. I'm putting Iran on there. So I got media, the Mueller, Tester, the swamp, North Korea deal, the economy, Iran deal, build the wall, Hillary, and maybe the Justice Department. We'll see. Oh, yeah, he's going to visit London. Did you hear about that? So Theresa May invited him, and he's going to London despite the London mayor warning him not to come. He's going, but he's decided to go there on Friday the 13th. July 13th. Friday the 13th. What? Oh, the embassy? You think he might bring that up? I'll write it down here. I don't know if he'll call, but he might. You might be right. Embassy, Jerusalem. Maybe he'll bring that up too. That's huge. All right, guys. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, 10 things. Here we go. How many of these 10 things will the president talk about tonight? I think he'll talk about, certainly, maybe all 10. The media, the mainstream fake news media, Robert Mueller and the Russian collusion confusion has put an end to it. Tester, Senator Tester, Montana, you need to resign. The swamp, get out of Washington, get out of the swamp, get out of Washington, go to Washington, Michigan. I think he'll talk about how great the North Korea deal's coming together. He's going to talk about how great the economy's coming together. He's going to go after Iran. I feel like he'll go after Iran. He's going to still talk about building the wall and the immigration issues. I think he's going to say crooked Hillary, and he's got to throw Hillary under the bus. And then the embassy in Jerusalem. 10 issues. Will he talk about all 10? And he might say some nice things about Rocket Man. Seriously. Because of this North Korea deal, he's going to have to talk nice about the guy. Okay, he's going to have to. He's trying to put this thing together. All right. No, he won't bring up Bill Cosby. No, I don't think so. All right, guys, the London. All right, I'll write down London. That's 11 things. London might be number 11. All right. All right. He may talk about all 11 of these. We'll see. And a whole lot more. He may go off on something else that we don't have a clue about and probably break and make news. All right. That's usually how it is. He's not going to bring up the Antichrist, not on this one, but he might bring up the peace agreement. He might talk about the peace deal. He might even talk about the embassy in Jerusalem, because they're thinking about naming that town, that whole development on the edges of Jerusalem, this whole huge development to build up all these new embassies. They're thinking about calling it Trump Town. It's either going to be Embassy Town or Trump Town. I think he may bring that up. He may bring that up with the embassy move and all of that. All right. And the flooding, yes, there's been flooding there, RoboMom, you're right. He might bring a little bit of that up. There was some kids that were killed, and some folks are still missing. They had some very, very unbelievable flooding there, so he might bring that up. But anyway, all right. Well, guys, he's getting ready to speak, I guess. And so I'm going to go ahead and get off here and let you guys watch it and let you do whatever you want to do. I will be back with you guys tomorrow. I'm going to be preaching tomorrow morning at Community Gospel Baptist Church in Knox, Indiana. Lord willing, I will be there tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow night, I'll be right back here live on Sunday Night Live, 7 p.m. Eastern. Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh, and I've gotten a ton of feedback. Let me say this. A ton of feedback on the dead babies under the Church of Nativity there in Bethlehem. You know, it's kind of amazing, because it was in 2016 that Sister Heidi and I, along with Stephen Ben-Noon and Yana, were at the Church of Nativity, and then and I had hired a tour guide that could get just the four of us, get us around all of it and kind of see everything kind of quicker. And he said, do you want to go down into the grotto? Do you want to go down there where the babies that were slaughtered by King Herod during the time in Bethlehem when Herod was killing all of the children, trying to kill the Messiah? And I said, I never heard anything about that. I had never heard about it. It's not talked about, folks. It really isn't. Well, he took us down into the grotto where it is. Not only that, you could see the cave where St. Jerome translated the Bible from Greek and Hebrew into Latin. It took him over 30 years. He did it in this little cave. And also, there are the caves to the left. There's these caves where these babies were buried underneath the Church of Nativity. So anyway, I've been getting a ton of feedback from people. Never had heard that before. I had never heard of it before till he took us down there. But there's even a video that you can actually watch. There's a guy who actually took a camera and went down in there. And it's pretty amazing, really. But yeah, I'm going to do a little more research on it. We'll do a little more studying on it and talk about it some more. So I appreciate your guys' interest. All right, guys. We love all of you. I'll see you guys tomorrow, all right, on the coming apocalypse. I'll see you on Sunday Night Live.